Gulliver's Tiny Friend, a Lilliput Adventure. Written, illustrations and reading by the Golden Child on May 31st, 2024. Waking up on a beach had never been so strange for Gulliver. He felt something tickling his cheek and swatted at it, but his hand wouldn't budge. He opened his eyes to find himself staring at a sky full of giant blades of grass. He tried to sit up, but something held him down. Dozens of tiny ropes, no thicker than a hair, were tied around his arms and legs. Then he saw them. Tiny people, no bigger than his thumb, scurried around him. They wore brightly colored clothes and had hair as fine as silk. One, bolder than the others, climbed onto Gulliver's chest and shouted in a squeaky voice, "Don't move, Mountain Man! You're in Lilliput now!" Gulliver had never felt so helpless. He tried to speak, but his voice boomed like thunder, frightening the tiny people. They brought him food, minuscule morsels that barely filled a thimble. He was starving. But the Lilliputians, despite their size, were a resourceful bunch. They built a colossal cart, hitched it to 1,000 tiny horses, and transported Gulliver to their capital city. The city was a marvel of miniature architecture, with houses like doll houses and streets paved with pebbles. One little girl, with rosy cheeks and pigtails the color of spun gold, approached Gulliver. "Hello," she said. "My name is Lily. Don't be scared. We just want to understand you." Lily's kindness touched Gulliver's heart. He decided he would help these people, no matter how small. Days turned into weeks. Gulliver learned the Lilliputian language, which sounded like birdsong to his ears. He discovered they had a big problem. A flock of giant seagulls were stealing their sheep. The Lilliputians, brave but tiny, were no match for the enormous birds. One day, a shadow fell over the city. A monstrous seagull with wings as wide as a house swooped down, its beak aimed at a fluffy white sheep. Lily screamed. Without hesitation, Gulliver knew what he had to do. He ripped apart the ropes that bound him, his strength surprising even himself. The Lilliputians gasped. Gulliver scooped up Lily and placed her gently behind a small rock, out of harm's way. He roared, a sound that shook the ground, and charged towards the seagull. The seagull, startled by the sudden appearance of the giant, dropped the sheep and squawked in alarm. Gulliver, using his immense size to his advantage, shooed the giant bird away towards the sea. The seagull, outnumbered and outmatched, took flight and disappeared into the clouds. The Lilliputians erupted in cheers. They had never seen such bravery. Lily ran towards Gulliver and hugged his giant finger. "You saved us!" she cried. From that day on, Gulliver became the protector of Lilliput. He used his size to help them, not harm them. He even built them a giant fence to keep the seagulls out. And so, the giant and the tiny people lived together in harmony, proving that even the biggest differences can be overcome with a little bit of understanding and a whole lot of courage. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to check out all the others coming up on our channel, Sitso's Books, a subdivision of Camp English. What we do here